larger than life. It is called Texas high school football. Only one show can bring the greatest sport from the greatest state into focus. Lone Star Gridiron.
Hi, I'm Chris Daly, and I am so pleased to bring you the 2025 Texas High School Football Hall of Fame inductees. All right, well, everybody join me in welcoming Brad Goebel, right?
Yep.
It's funny because my name is spelled O-E-L-L-E, pronounced Daly, but, and everybody mispronounces it.
Doelle?
Yeah, they say Doelle or Doelle, or
Yeah,
and I'm sure with Goebel you get that too.
Yeah, I've been called Goebel all my life, and I respond to it. But somehow the German pronunciation is like a long A or a Ger.
Yes.
Would have been Goebel or whatever. So Goebel sounds better than Goebel.
Right.
I don't think anybody would have got that right. But,
well, thank you so much for joining us, and congratulations for the induction.
Thank you so much. Yeah, great honor, and very humbled to be here and be selected, and really looking forward to tomorrow night.
Nice. Yeah, definitely. So let's back up. Where did you grow up? Did you grow up there in Cuero?
Yep, grew up in Cuero, actually about 10 miles out of town. So we grew up out in the country on my grandfather's ranch, and so I was a country boy growing up, and just kind of gravitated towards athletics and sports, and was a big baseball player growing up, and really loved baseball, but football was good to me, and kind of took that path, and it worked out okay.
Yeah, and you couldn't have asked for a better program than Cuero. I mean, it's been great for decades.
Yeah, when I was a kid back in the 70s, I remember watching the Gobblers play, and they had a 44-game win streak, which at the time was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Won 2 state championships. So growing up as a young child, watching that, just a tradition there at Cuero, and the community and the support was just tremendous. And then obviously got older and had a chance to play, and we had success, and they've continued it. They've had success since I was there, and it seems like every decade we either play in at least 1 or 2 state championships, or even win them. So just a great town, great community.
Nice. So being, you're a tall guy.
Yeah.
Were you that tall in high school?
Yeah, I was tall and skinny. I remember being 6'3" and about 180.
Yeah.
Wasn't the big muscular quarterback. Didn't lift weights much, but was pretty limber and pretty flexible, and so I could always throw it. I always had a strong arm, and it was a baseball pitcher in high school. And I don't know if you know my story, but I really didn't play quarterback much at all growing up. I was a wide receiver and a safety when I first started playing football, and about the 3rd or 4th game of my junior year, the head football coach, Larry Pullen, asked me to come out and give it a go at quarterback. I wasn't even the backup quarterback at the time, but I did, and had success. Obviously went on and went to the quarterfinals that junior year, and got beat by a good Columbus team, but then came back my senior year, and we went 14-2 and made it all the way to the state finals, and eventually got beat by Dangerfield, a really good Dangerfield team.
Yeah, no doubt. So talk about the offense, though, because suddenly Cuero was throwing the ball everywhere.
Yeah. We had a really good running back, Robert Strait, who went on and played, set all kind of records in high school, and then came and joined me at Baylor as well. But he was a freshman when I was a senior, so Robert had obviously a great career there, and we ran the football, but we ran the I formation and ran the veer out of the I. So I was asked to do a lot of running and run the option out of that I formation, but we also spread it out and started throwing the ball a little bit, and it was something that I enjoyed doing. I would have loved to have been in the offenses of today with the shotgun and the spread, but we weren't there at that point. But we did throw it around. I set the state 3A high school passing record my senior year, which has obviously been broken, but it was an accomplishment that I never dreamed of and didn't really know about it until about a week or so before I ended up breaking it. Somebody had mentioned that there was a chance to break that record, so it was an awesome experience.
Yeah, I bet. And talk about your recruiting, scene, because I'm assuming it was much more than just Baylor coming after you.
Yeah, it just all kind of hit, the latter part of my senior year, that senior season. We had a lot of success, and obviously I had the size, as you mentioned, was a tall quarterback, and was getting, letters and calls by coaches, and was all new to me, and recruiting, I didn't know much about it, but had a lot of offers from a lot of schools. Knew that I wanted to stay in Texas. I didn't want to go too far away from home, and really it narrowed it down between Texas A&M and Baylor. And at that time, Baylor was running a pro-style offense with a quarterback named Tom Mickey and Cody Carlson. They were sharing the duties. And Cody was going to be a senior, so I knew that I had a chance to play at an early point in my career after redshirting, and I really liked that style of offense. They ran a lot of one back and no back, and Cotton Davidson was the quarterback coach, and obviously Grant Teff was a head coach, and really just fell in love with those coaches, and ultimately made my decision to go to Baylor, and was obviously a great choice.
Yeah, no doubt. And all Southwest Conference as a freshman, I mean, that's unheard of.
Yeah. Had another quarterback that was starting in front of me, and he ended up getting hurt his first game of my redshirt freshman year, and so I was immediately cast in there to start, and had a great season that year, and was just unbelievable. We had success, threw the ball around a lot, and ended up getting picked for All Southwest Conference. Wish it would have happened more, but it happened early in my career, and then just I played a lot, but had some injuries, and it was, especially my senior year, was pretty disappointing, breaking my hand as a senior there at Baylor, and so I didn't get to play much my senior year.
And what about just overall looking at your Baylor experience? What stands out as those were cool days?
Yeah, I think just the school, the education that I got, and playing for Coach Teff, and as I mentioned, Coach Davison. Really enjoyed my time there. It wasn't a huge campus at the time. It wasn't a lot of students, so it was more of a smaller type school, and it's obviously grown now, but was a great experience, and great people there, great support, and as I said, great education.
Yeah, definitely. And the network that is the Baylor Bears, you know, talk about how big that is.
It's amazing. Everybody, it's just, it seems like I run into people all the time that are Baylor Bears, and they remember, and I was honored to be selected to the Baylor Hall of Fame about 3 or 4 years ago, and really thought that was kind of the culmination of my athletic career, and then to get selected now to the Texas High School Football Hall of Fame, it just was just icing on the cake.
And you can't overlook the Cuero.
Yeah, yeah, it was in the Cuero Hall of Fame too. So that's 3, and I think I'm done. I don't think there's any more Hall of Fames I can get into.
Nice. Well, let's talk about your career after Baylor. Walk me through some of that.
Yeah, as I mentioned, was injured my senior year, broke my hand, and didn't get to play much my senior year. Had some aspirations of trying to go pro and possibly getting drafted, but not playing my senior year hurt me. I was drafted, or I was a free agent that was signed by Philadelphia, and went up to Philly, and they had a couple good quarterbacks there, Randall Cunningham and Jim McMahon, that were in front of me, and I ended up making the team as a third quarterback. So it was a good opportunity to kind of learn the system and grow and develop. Same thing happened as it did at Baylor. Randall gets hurt my rookie year, blows out a knee, so I'm immediately number 2 quarterback there behind Jim McMahon. And Jim had been beat up some playing in Chicago, so he was, injury prone, and sure enough, he gets hurt about the 5th or 6th game of that season. and I ended up getting to start a couple games as a rookie, which was quite an experience. Didn't have as much success as I would have hoped,
right.
but ended up playing and played in about 6 games my rookie year. Great experience there in Philadelphia, great fans, and just, unbelievable experience. After that, I was traded to Cleveland, was with a coach named Bill Belichick, who's gone on and done great things.
Yeah.
So I spent 3 years in Cleveland with Coach Belichick, and mainly as a backup, played in some games there, and really enjoyed being in Cleveland and enjoying that community and those fans as well. And finished up my 5th year with Jacksonville
right.
In 1995 during the expansion draft when they first came into the league. So I had an opportunity to be with Tom Coughlin, a great football coach there, and just an unbelievable experience with all the teams, and just very thankful and very happy to be able to play with those guys.
Yeah, no doubt. And so there's been a few years since then. What have you been doing?
I moved to Horseshoe Bay, which is down near Marble Falls. It's a resort and golfing community, and I've been there going on 30 years now, and been in the real estate business. So it's been a really easy transition for me. I like people, like talking to people, and I've been blessed to be very successful. My wife and I are both in real estate, and we sell all kind of properties all along the lake and on the golf courses, and also gives me a chance to kind of hone my skills on the golf course as well.
Nice.
But we're involved with the community there in Marble Falls, and I've got a daughter that's already graduated from college, and a 15-year-old son that'll be joining me here this weekend. And he's a football player and golfer and baseball player, and so he's enjoying playing, and I'm enjoying watching him grow and develop, and can't wait to see what the future holds for him.
Nice. And how did you find out about the induction to high school football?
I saw a number come up a couple times and didn't think much of it, and it was a 254 area code, and I thought, well, that's either somebody at Baylor or somebody in Waco, and didn't answer it, but Doug Furch left a voice message, and Doug's on the board,
Yeah.
and he said, "Brad, I need you to call me." So I was like, well, that's interesting. So I called him back, and he had the news for me and said that I was nominated and then selected, and I was just overjoyed. And I think Mike Anderson had followed up with another phone call, and that's kind of how it happened. So just really, really, like I said, icing on the cake for a great athletic career.
I love it. I love it. Well, Brad Goebel, thank you so much for taking some time, sharing a little bit of your story, and once again, congratulations.
Thanks, Chris. Appreciate it.
Lone Star Gridiron is looking for interns. Over the years, we have helped dozens of students get jobs in sports media. If you want to shortcut your path to a career in sports media, click on the internship link on LoneStarGridiron.com.